All right, this is it. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 504 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Good boy, my ass.
Feels like it's been too long. Feels like it's been way too long. And I apologize for being way too long, but it felt like there was a big gap between the two Zip interview episodes and the Patreon episode. Then there was a gap between the Patreon episode and this one. I'm having troubles. I'm struggling. I've got some issues going on at the workplace. So anyway, hopefully this is the beginning of getting back on track. All right, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the gaps. I could blame it on Zip being on a cruise, but it has nothing to do with that. He warned me he's not going to be available for a few days because he's going on a Mexican cruise. I can't remember. He told me what the dates were. I think he was leaving on the 25th. What is today? 27th. So he's probably down there Mexicoing it up right now. So I don't know. I don't know when this will actually get edited and back to me, but that's fine. You know, I'm not blaming it on him. It's just everything's haphazard. I got problems, my friends. I got problems. Anyway, so I took Thursday and Friday off, as I do every year. On opening day of baseball season, everybody's like, people think I'm crazy, but it's one of the greatest days of the year. I mean, I don't know a lot of the actual holidays, like I don't know, Christmas is just one big giant, It's something to make you feel guilty. Responsibility. It's more responsibility. I don't need more. I got plenty. I got a whole plate full of responsibility. I don't need any more. I don't have to put sideboards up on my plate. You know, so that's bullshit. That's no good. It's not good. I don't like it. It was good when I was a kid. I can't stand it now. I'm sorry. I know it's traditionally the greatest holiday. Opening day is way better in my book. I love opening day. It's early spring. It's the beginning of another baseball season. Excited about your team. You know, the possibilities. It's all been wiped clean. Finish with the spring training. Spring training seems like it takes too long. It's like 6 weeks. That's so the pitchers can get up to speed. You know, you can't just... The hitters are already going. The hitters and the fielders, they're ready to go. But the pitchers take longer. They're like a delicate Swiss timepiece. So 6 weeks long, you're like, all right, that's enough. All right. Let's get to the... Let's get to the regular season. So it started Thursday, which was yesterday. And I was excited. I took Thursday off, and if I'm taking Thursday off, why I'm not going back and working Friday. That would be foolish. So I took Thursday and Friday off. The Reds are off today. The Reds got their ass shined yesterday. They lost on opening day. Sucks. Ugh. But they came up against one of the best pitchers in baseball, and I don't know. I mean, opening day, everybody's got their aces pitching, and I don't know, they just came up against a guy. Both teams had great pitching. The Reds just came up on the short end of it, so that sucks. That's no good. They're off today. They play one day, they're off the next. That's in case it snows or rains or something. There's room in there so that the city doesn't lose their big opening day festivities. So every year they play Thursday, they're off Friday. Sometimes if it's snowing or if it's raining, they play Friday, and start. But anyway, So today, today's just an off day, and I haven't done anything. It's been a lazy sack of a day. But I'm trying not to overreact. Trying not to overreact on that loss yesterday. But it brought back bad thoughts from last season because the Reds had no offense. They had great pitching, no offense. Couldn't score runs. It's like, what the hell? They went out and got all these great. I mean, they have a really good team. The team is stacked. If you just look at the list of players, they had players that would be on most major league teams that got sent to the minor leagues because they have too many good players. I mean, they have depth. They have good players, all the way down the list and on the bench. They got good pitching. They've got a solid bullpen. I mean, and then they go out there and get their ass shined. I don't know if that's a real metaphor. I don't know. They got it shined. It's like, and they didn't score any runs. They got shut out on day. It's bringing back flashbacks from last year. I know it's just one game, but I wish there was another one today to wash away the feelings of that first game. But anyway, today's Friday. I've been laying around doing nothing all day, just wasting my time. And I was starting to get hungry, and I wanted a burger. I wanted a cheeseburger, and I thought about going to this place called Booyah Burger. I don't know, it's a chain up in here. You familiar with this? It's kind of like a Five Guys, not nearly that expensive, but kind of like a better than fast food burger. Do you have Booyah Burger where you're at? So I thought about going there. The only downside to that is it's on this weird road. It's outside of town. It's not an inviting location. It's in some kind of a weird strip mall type thing. You can get run over by a tractor trailer trying to get in there. It's not a great. And the parking lot sucks. And the inside of the restaurant is like a school cafeteria or maybe like a break room. It's like the break room at work. It's not an inviting. The burger's good. They have good burgers. The food's good. So I was thinking about ordering some stuff from there and maybe bringing it back. Like heading out there, picking it up, bringing it back. I'm like, do I want to do that? Do I want to go out on that weird road and go across traffic in front of an 18-wheeler? Or do I just want to go to the stupid Dairy Queen? The Dairy Queen makes good burgers too. People discount Burger King. People discount Wendy's. These guys make solid burgers, right? I know Zip doesn't like Wendy's. Like, how could you not? I mean, it's just a traditional. They're square. They're square burgers. I know he told me that one of the main reasons why he doesn't like them is because they have square burgers, and they explain that by saying, we don't cut corners. That pisses him off for some reason. They have square burgers, and their explanation for the square burger is, we don't cut corners. So that rubs him the wrong way. All right, I understand that kind of stuff. But anyway, Wendy's has a good burger. We don't have a Wendy's in our town. There's one sitting over there. It's just not open. It's been sitting there for a year. That's a whole other story, but we don't have one. So I was thinking about going to Booyah, and I didn't really want to do that. So I ended up going to the Dairy Queen, to the DQ over there. I got a bacon cheeseburger, fries. It's like a combo meal. I don't know. It's just it has everything, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles if you want it. I don't. And it's good. It tastes like it's grilled. It tastes grilled. Like it was made on a grill in your backyard, and that's a fantastic taste. And, I got the fresh fries that were hot, piping hot. I would go so far as to say piping. And then I got a cherry Coke fountain drink. It was fantastic. So that's been the extent of that's what I've done today with the Dairy Queen. And it was good stuff. It was crowded in there. I had to wait in line. There's people in there. It's good stuff. I'm happy. I'm glad that the DQ is doing all right. I'm not wearing contacts today for the first time. I almost never, because I can't see very well. Unless I have my contacts in, I can't see all that great. Even if I have glasses on. I have glasses on, but they're not. I can't see very well. It's not terrible, but I can see way better with my hard contact lenses, my gas permeables. But there's something going on with my left eye. I don't know what the hell's going on. I feel like there's some kind of nodule growing on it. I don't know. I remember my brother. Had some kind of when we were kids, he had like some kind of a allergic reaction at a baseball game at a minor league. It was like I think I was playing baseball. It was is the league before Little League. They called it minor league. And I think we were down there at that field I was playing. He was watching or something. My parents were there. I don't know. Anyway, he had some kind of allergic reaction, and he had like a kernel of corn growing on his eyeball. That's what it looked like. It looked like a kernel of corn growing on his eyeball. I feel like I might be having I don't know, I might have one too. Giblet. It was giblets. I don't know what's going on, but I decided not to put my contacts in today, just to give it a little rest. If I'm starting to get corn giblets on my eyeball, I think I'll give it a little rest. I hope Zip's having a good time down there in Mexico and it up. Sounds like fun. I've never been to Mexico, and I've never been on a cruise. I'd be open to both. I would have no issue. I mean, it's not something I'm against. It's just I never really been in a situation where that became an option for me. Tony, I think, is anti-cruise. She's anti-cruise. I think she feels like it's going to be one of those poop cruises, or some kind of terrible thing where people are twerking and stuff. She doesn't want to get involved in. She doesn't want to get involved in any kind of like overflowing toilets or a lot of twerking. These are two other things. Doesn't really seem like something that she wants to get involved with. So anyway, but if you pay a little bit of money and go to a higher level, I mean, I'd be open for that. I'd be open for a little bit more mid-level cruise, And I like the thought of food all the time. I mean, that's right in my wheelhouse, baby. Food all the time. Like street tacos whenever you want them. Oh my God, that'd be a dream come true. But and I'd be open to that. I don't think she's open to it. She's not open to a lot of things. She has opinions. I'm open to. Life is about having experiences. I like having having experiences. Some of them aren't the greatest. They don't turn out to be the greatest. But you go do it, and then you're like, well, I've done that. I don't need to do it anymore. Like for instance, the Grand Canyon. I don't ever need to do that again. It was all right. I mean, I'm glad I did it, I guess. But I wouldn't recommend it unless you're like driving right by there. Unless you're in the neighborhood of the Grand Canyon, I wouldn't make any special efforts. It's beautiful, but, I mean, how much time are you going to spend staring at a cavern or a canyon? Canyon, I guess. It's right there in the name. But anyway, so that, what I'm talking about. So I like experiences, and I'm open to them. Mexico, I'd like to go down there. I mean, I don't want to get, I don't want to get caught up in something. But I don't want to get caught up in something anywhere, So I hope he's having fun. He might be back. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see what else we got. I've been watching a show called The Night Manager on Amazon. And it's good, but it's I think the first season it's a British show, and I think it came out in like 2017. And it was like 6 episodes, right? And then Amazon at some point more recently, talked them into coming back and doing more. So there's like a big giant gap, like an 8-year gap or something, between season 1 and season 2. So anyway, I've been watching it. It's good. Season 1 was really good. I only watched the first episode of season 2. It wasn't really, didn't seem as high quality, because season 2 is when Amazon took over. The first one was BBC or whatever. I think it was on the BBC. And I don't know, the Amazon. I saw one episode of I don't know. Maybe I just like a snob or something. But felt like the first episode of season 2 wasn't as high quality as the season 1. But anyway, I'll continue to watch it. But anyway, there's this commercial in there. Amazon has commercials unless you pay them more. I mean, we're going to put a bunch of commercials in these things, or you can just give us more money, and it'll be be like civilized people live, the way civilized people live, without commercials all the way through the show. It used to be like, I don't remember commercials. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, there's commercials during this thing. And a lot of them are those drug commercials. There's this one that I keep seeing over and over again about there's this guy, and he just keeps making faces. He's like his eye. He's like blinking his eyes, and he's like contorting his face and stuff. He's like, and the woman's like his wife or whatever says, "Honey, your mouth and eyes are moving again." It's like, what the hell's this? The guy's like twitching and real twitchy, and his eyes are blinking. It feels like they're blinking opposite of each other. I don't know. Like one of them's open, the other one's closed, the other one's open, the other one's closed. You know what I mean? I could be wrong about that. His face is he's like just twitching and, contorting and stuff. Like how many people could be suffering from this? To the point where they need to advertise. It's like these commercials for, for your schizophrenia. Ask your doctor for your schizophrenia. What the hell? I mean, they have ads for this? I mean, it seems kind of niche, don't you think? Or is it niche? I mean, that seems like a very, very small number of people that are watching The Night Manager that has some kind of ailment where your eyes are blinking off and on, and your face is all contorted, or you have schizophrenia. What the hell? That is so weird. I mean, some of that stuff is bizarre. The side effects and all that stuff. Like, the side effects are much worse than the disease. And they always say, don't take it if you're allergic to it. How the hell are you supposed to know that? You learn that when you start taking it, and then your aorta pulls loose. You know what I mean? Anyway. So anyway, that thing's blowing my mind. This guy's like twitching. His eyes are plucking up and down. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what the cause of it is. It says, "Honey, your eyes and mouth moving again." Really? Oh, I better up my dosage. I better talk to my doctor. Like what the? Oh, I forgot to tell you. When I briefly, speaking of ailments, all right, when I was briefly considering going out to Booyah Burger, I was perusing their menu a little while ago. And they have something on there. They have a cheesesteak on there on their menu called the Big Coop, right? And it's double the meat, so it's a full pound of fried beef, fried up, shredded and fried, a full pound of it with onions and 8 slices of Cooper cheese. Cooper cheese is, I think it's like a hyper regional. I think it's very regional. It's a brand of cheese called Cooper. It's extremely good, but it's a pound of fried meat mixed with onions and 8 slices of cheese. 8. What the hell? Can you imagine what that would do to your insides? You got all that grease and onions and beef. Just trying to get out. Just knocking on heaven's door. Just trying to get out. Just trying to, an explosion just waiting to happen. Then you got 8 slices of cheese trying to stop it from happening. So you got some kind of battle royale going on inside your ass. You got a civil war going on in there. You got all that grease and mixed with onions, fighting one way, it's like a tug of war, fighting in one way, and then you got that cheese trying to block it all. 8 slices trying to block. It'd be like I don't know, the Super Bowl. I don't know, something going on inside your intestines. God, a battle royale going on inside your ass. The Big Coop. Can you imagine? That's outrageous. I'm all for, I'm open to eating a lot of things, and I would eat that actually, but I'd never order it because it costs $20. But the cheapness would prevent me from buying it. But I'd try to knock it down. I'd try it, but I'm afraid it might cause some kind of problem. There'd be like I said, a civil war going on inside inside the poop chute. So I don't know how that would go. I don't know who would be triumphant. I feel like the cheese, 8 slices of cheese, man, you can't. That's rough. 8 slices of cheese. That's a impenetrable barrier. But a pound of fried meat with onions, I don't know. That's something else. I might have to try it out, give you guys an update on it, but we'll see. I do have 2 calls that came in there, the hotline, and first one is from our old pal Jason. Here we go.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jason in Salado, Texas. I listened to your 5 Double Lot show. Congratulations, and I loved all the calls. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I manage HOAs, and I have a bunch of them, some of them about 200 miles away. And I know that makes me Satan, but I don't really give a shit. I don't do anything crazy. I'm not trying to evict people for having a Buddha in their flower bed or anything like that. And unless someone complains, I don't enforce most of the HOA rules because I don't care. I spent all day today in San Antonio, or we call it San Antone down here, because the board member's been using rebel flags for curtains in the front of her house. These are $2 million houses, $2 million plus. Her house is huge. There's probably 20 or so windows with rebel flags up there. You can only have, according to their rules, American flag, Texas flag, or flags of the armed forces. And she's arguing that the Confederates were an armed force, and this is their flag. This woman is from India, and it just baffles me. I told her to take the shit down and replace it with normal curtains, and she's mad because next door there's a Mexican flag flying. So I had to tell them, you had to replace it with an American flag, Texas flag, Armed Forces flag. So now I've got the Mexicans mad at me that I'm a racist, and the Indians really stick together. So now I have a thundering herd of Indians from San Antonio that want me dead. Yesterday, Tuesday, a shaken Salvador Dali came in and announced that Fat Ass Marcy's in the hospital. Her heart's having a hard time keeping up, and imagine that. But I did send her flowers. I'm not an asshole. I actually hope she makes it. I hope everyone out there in Radio Land, is that what you'd call it, finishes their week with a bang, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, my God. So an Indian, let me get this straight. An Indian woman lives in a $2 million plus home, and every one of her windows has a Confederate flag. Has a Confederate flag for curtains, and she says, well, Confederate. That was the armed forces. The Confederates were the armed forces. So that's her. That I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. You do lead an interesting life there, Jason. This isn't the same community where the naked woman, the old lady with the gray bush, I think you described her, was standing naked. It's not the same community, is it? I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what to say about that. You can't have that. You can't have the Confederate flags. I mean, when I was a youngster in the 80s and late 70s, I guess, there was a lot of Southern rock bands. That was the era of the Southern rock bands. You had the Lynyrd Skynyrds. You had the Molly Hatchets. You had the Outlaws. And there was a bunch of other ones. And a lot of them used the Confederate flag because that was a sign of I meant the South back then. I don't think anybody ever thought of it as being. I mean, I don't remember anybody thinking that, or maybe I was naive. I don't know. But it certainly means that now. It means some kind of white supremacist or Indian supremacist. I don't know what it is. But you can't have that. Can't have that, like you say, take that shit down. I don't know. I mean, Lynyrd Skynyrd, I mean, if you watch old footage of them, there's a lot of Confederate flags involved in that. And those guys were, those guys are pretty, if you listen to the lyrics, some of their songs, I don't want to go off on a tangent, you might be surprised. You think you know what Lynyrd Skynyrd was about, based on the hick following. They had fans that were not exactly the most sophisticated in a lot of cases. That doesn't mean the band was that way. But anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. But anyway, you got to take that shit down. Then the Mexican people next door had a Mexican flag, so you had to have them. You got to be consistent. I know about that. At my job, you got to be consistent from. If you're enforcing this here, you got to enforce it there. I understand that. And now you said a thundering herd of Indians. I understand that too, because sometimes every time we go to Kohl's, I don't want to sound like I'm like some kind of like I'm problematic. But every time I go to Kohl's, Tony and I, there's like 8 or 10 Indian people in there, all together, like every time. Like, what the? This is northeastern Pennsylvania. What the hell? I mean, whatever. I mean, it doesn't bother me. It just seems I just notice it. And there's like a giant group of them in Kohl's every time we go there. Like 8 to 10 to 12 Indians, men and women, in there just traveling around together, like moving from space to space together. So you call them a thundering herd of Indians. And then the Mexicans assume you're a racist, like a raging racist, because you made them take the Mexican flag down. I feel for you. And it never ends. And then you got Fat Ass Marcy's in the hospital. I hope she pulls through. Hope, what did you say? What do you call him? Salvador Twitchy or shaky Salvador Dali? Is that what he said? I hope he's, I don't want him to be widowed. I'm just hoping that I guess her heart can't keep up with the uphill battle it's been given. I don't know. My prayers are with fat ass Marcy. Hope everything's okay, and Godspeed, shaky Salvador Dali. Good luck with everything, and thanks for calling, Jason. I appreciate it. Your calls, and I appreciate the thoughts on the 500th episode. I thought it was really good too. I thought that was an enjoyable, entertaining episode, and thank you for that. This next call is from our old pal Ian in Scotland, and here it is.
Hey Jeff, it's Ian in Scotland here. Back in Scotland. Curse of Oak Island, mate. I offered you a lifeline, seems like years ago. Get out, Jeff, get out, I said, before it's too late. But yeah, you're right. You are right. The Curse of Oak Island, the treasure, it would seem that the treasure is actually the Curse of Oak Island for the makers of the program. But the curse. So the Curse of Oak Island is the treasure for the makers, but for the rest of us, it's the curse. The program is the curse. The Curse of Oak Island is the actual curse, and yet it's shit because they never followed their own belief. In order to find the treasure, one must die. Get rid of Gary, and it'll be better. Okay, mate, that's me. Keep up the work. Bye.
Yeah, I know. You told me you told me that it would be in my best interest to get off Oak Island, to swim away from Oak Island. That was like a couple years ago. But I've stuck with it. I got too many hours invested in this thing. But the problem is, it's different. It's not even as good as it was. Even back then, it was terrible, right? Digging up wood, wood fragments. They're snipping it. This is old. This is old wood. Smell that there, Gary. Speaking of, I'll get to Gary in a minute, but they're like snipping wood. There's like they're finding nothing. Nails. Oh, this is old. This is hand hewn or whatever, hand hewn or whatever. I don't know what the hell. And the thing's terrible. There's like nothing's going on, but it's worse now. At least back then, they seemed like they were invested in it. They were into it. Now, I feel like every one of them's just going through the motions. Every one of them's just like, yeah, we're not gonna find shit here, but the checks are still clearing. That's what I feel like. So you're right. The treasure of Oak Island is in the show itself. The History Channel is making millions and millions of dollars off this show and have for 13, 14 seasons. I think this is the 13th season. It's a long time. And they haven't found anything. They drilled 1 million holes in that place, hadn't found jack shit. And but the curse of Oak Island is for viewers. Very well put. That's true. I think that's true. So, but I'm in it for the long haul. But it's not very good. It's bad. In fact, like the people on it are barely interested anymore. You can tell all their enthusiasm has been sapped from them. Just going through the motions. There is no life in the war room. The war room is demoralized, and it's just it's even worse than it was when you told me to go. You recommend that I get off the island, and yet I watch it every week. I watched one last night. They didn't find jack shit. What's your issue with Gary, though? Well, I mean, I like Gary. Gary's a positive force on there. Yeah, he has the puns and stuff. He has his little puns. I know that rubs people the wrong way, but at least he's positive. And he's, I don't know. What's your issue with him? I mean, that thing could use a little levity. Even if it's corn-pone, down-home, goofiness. I mean, at least he seems happy. He's got his daughter on there now. I don't know. I don't know about her. She rubs me the wrong way more than Gary does. But anyway, I don't know. What's your issue with Gary, the metal detector guy? The top pocket find gentleman. I like Gary. I kind of like Jack too, although he seems like he might be semi-retarded. He's also positive. I like the people who are positive on there. You need a little positivity in this world. And those two bring it. All right. Thanks, Ian. I do appreciate it. And if you guys want to call in, like Jason and Ian, I urge you to do so. The number, 570-290-8151. You can call me round the clock, leave a message, ask a question, a comment, suggestion, whatever's on your mind. And it'll almost certainly be used in a future show. So if you have something to say, if you got something to say, sounds adversarial, right? Is that the right word? Adversarial. I don't mean it that way. But if you got something on your mind, or you got something you want to get off your chest, give me a call. 570-290-8151. And if you want 2 episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too by heading over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll gain access to an extra bonus episode. Like every time I post one to the main network, a few days later, usually, I post one to the Patreon side. That's just for patrons, the folks who are supporting my work over at Patreon. That's a bonus full-length episode every other one. So there's like 504 episodes already. So at least 250 of those, around 250 of those, are bonus episodes that you can access the moment you sign up. That's a lot of silliness, a lot of goofiness, a lot of nonsense. And those Jeff K shows are in there too. Oh, it's a treasure trove. So head on over to and do that. If you're interested, you can head on over there and sign up today at patreon.com/Jeff K. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. You can check that out as well. And we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side. Hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. We don't cut corners. That pisses him off for some reason.